Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we will be discussing the 2024 election and specifically how Democrats' big wave isn't actually real. So yeah, let's just get into that. So currently in the 2024 election, things are fairly interesting. Not really, but it's kind of like a fake interest almost. Like the media is just parading Kamala around, saying that she's the next coming of Barack Obama, that everyone loves her, and there's this massive shift towards Kamala and the Democrats. It's so brat. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because looking at the actual data that matters, specifically registration in each state, it is not good. It's not good for Democrats. It paints a completely different picture. You would be thinking that the Democrats are currently imploding on themselves and everyone is switching parties to the Republicans because looking at the data, specifically a state like, say, Pennsylvania, swing state, they require everyone to get registered as soon as they get something like a driver's license and they're just at the DMV, so why not register? Well, new data came out and it is painting a pretty grim picture. So, Democrats, they currently have the edge by around 300,000 votes. That's down from a week ago where they were up 357,000 votes. And currently, it is closing the gap, and the only gap between Democrats and Republicans is 171,456. That is not that big of a gap. And that is very, very worrying for Democrats because, for reference, Florida in 2020, Democrats had the edge by a pretty similar margin, and Trump won the state by around 3 points. And if that is also true in Pennsylvania, then Trump might actually win the state by a decent amount. And looking at, again, Florida, given the shifts in the state, it wouldn't be too unexpected that Republicans would actually gain the lead in voter registration, especially since over the past couple of months, ever since Pennsylvania made it a requirement to register to vote, Republicans have made up massive gains. They used to be down by like a million registered voters, and now they're nearing overtaking the Democrats. And this is a part of a massive, massive backfire because a lot of these Democrat states and a lot of these swing states, they're pushing people to get registered to vote because they think that Democrats are going to be registering like crazy, and because they're registering to vote, they can get out the vote like absolutely insane like 2020, and that just isn't happening. Every single state, every single one outside of Colorado, Republicans have gone up by relatively decent margins. And we're talking about states like New York or California or Washington or Vermont, even. These are deep blue states that have gone from Democrats having a massive edge to the shifting momentum leading to Republicans gaining and gaining in registered voters. And as long as they keep this streak up, Republicans might actually gain the lead in a lot of these states that normally are Democrat leaning or toss up states where a majority of registered voters are Democrats. That could change. That could go from Democrats up, say, 171,000 to Republicans up that much. And if that were to happen in a state like Pennsylvania, there might be no chance of Democrats winning Pennsylvania. If that were to happen, then Democrats would have a massive uphill battle winning Pennsylvania in future elections. And if this happens across the entire United States, it just makes winning the election that much harder. And Trump, he needs to get out the voters and register a bunch more Republicans because really he should be on the side of all these people. They're just doing the work for him. They're getting out people to go register and giving Republicans the edge in a lot of these states. And I mean, we've already seen it happen in Florida. What is the next state to go? Outside of Colorado, Colorado is just a lost cause at this rate. I don't think Republicans are gaining there at all, and they're going to continue to lose there because, shifting demographics. A lot of the older Republicans have either moved out or they're like the McCain types that call themselves Republicans, but really they vote for Democrats pretty much every single chance they get. And Trump, he needs to be getting up the vote. He needs to be registering people and using all the apparatuses that he can to register voters, because registered voters are way more likely to vote for you if they are in fact registered rather than just being unregistered and going out to vote on a limb. And by the data, there are a lot more Republicans in the country than there are Democrats, but you have to get those people out to vote. If you do not get them out to vote, you are going to have a massive, massive struggle getting your people out. And Democrats, they need to stop people getting out to vote, because the easier they make it for people to register, given current trends, the harder it's going to be to win elections. And you definitely don't want that in swing states where you technically have the edge, but it's still a toss up. And giving Republicans the edge is just going to make it so you got another Florida. And that's what Democrats don't want at all. And Republicans, that's what they clearly do want. And they're clearly about to get it in a lot of these states, and yet a ton of other states, a ton of other toss-up states where this same trend is happening, where registering voters are going way more Republican than Democrat. And Democrats, they've been pushing this mandatory registration for quite a while, and they're getting exactly what they deserve, which is a lot more Republicans voting than Democrats. And in a lot of these states where Democrats were almost going to gain the edge, where they had the edge, Republicans have recaptured or doubled down on their majority in these states. Arizona, that was looking like Democrats were going to gain the edge, and now they don't. Republicans have doubled down on their majority and have quite a few Republicans still in the state. And Nevada, again, Republicans are very close to overtaking Democrats. In Wisconsin, again, Republicans are very close to overtaking Democrats. Same in Michigan. Minnesota, even, they've had gains pretty much everywhere outside of Colorado. And if that continues to happen, you are going to have a lot higher likelihood that Republicans win the presidency and win other elections like the gubernatorial races, House elections, the Senate. It just makes 2024 that much easier. And this fake overconfidence of Kamala Harris, it doesn't line up with the data. All the data showing that she's winning by massive margins, it's fake. It's completely biased. You can lie all you want, but that doesn't change the fact that the data doesn't work in your favor. And Democrats, they can cope all they want. They can say that Kamala is the next coming of Obama. Well, you can't exactly lie your entire way to the presidency, because the voters, a lot of people forget this, are not that stupid. They just aren't. They are a lot smarter than a lot of these people give credit to them. And especially like Jewish voters with the Democrats, a lot of these voters, they just expect you to vote for them because they think you're stupid. But the problem is, a lot of these voters are not stupid. And especially a lot of the voters that you need to win are clearly not stupid. They just aren't. You overestimate how unbelievably stupid these people are. And looking at the data, you get quite a few smart people who are looking at Democrats and saying, hey, I don't want to be registered for their party or vote for them, and I'm just going to vote Republican. And Republicans, you gotta get out the vote. If you don't get out the vote, you are gonna have a infinitely harder time winning the presidency, and you're gonna need to run up the score quite a bit more than if you just got out the vote. And Democrats have to stop this, because otherwise you're gonna have a much harder chance of winning the elections. But Republicans, they currently got the edge. Will they be able to keep it? Well, given current track record, I don't know. I just don't know. So, anyways, what do you think? Do you think Republicans might actually gain the edge in voter registration, or maybe not? Maybe this is just a fluke. But, anyways, leave it in the comments below, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.